That's the challenge for everybody facing Duke this year. You start to probe, where can we exploit a matchup? Well, when Duke's got the ball, especially with their top six, it creates a lot of conflict. Who do you pull? Who do you short? McAdory fires and scores. And Andrew McAdory with the first tally of the game, his 8th of the season.
We're going to take a look at McGuire here. The great look how easy that was. Just effortless slide from him. And then right there, McAdory, the midi that went to attack, now back at the midfield. He is a matchup issue for any defense and gets Duke on the board with that.
An assist against Penn in Duke's win last year. Eldridge and Naso, the first team All-American, 2 for 2. Here comes Gray, face dodge straight to the cage, it hits the pipe, rebound loose, and it's Lavelle vacuuming off the ground. Lavelle in transition, slips on the turf.
Turf monster.
Smith, one more, shot and a score. Anthony McMullen, a two-way midi, a freshman, and off the scramble, Penn gets even.
Not the most graceful goal I've ever seen. UPenn pushing in transition, but a nice job from Anthony McMullen, continuing his cut in the odd man opportunity. Left-handed to the top portion of the cage. You just can't defend teams in the college level if you can't guard those second and third midfielders.
McAdory down the alley, scored once against a shorty. Now Zawada's got the short stick. Blasi tries to stay with him. Zawada feeding inside to Dyson Williams. They call that Green Light Nation. Those two played together at the Hill Academy in Canada, reunited once more in Durham.
And again, that offensive set, McAdory had a lefty shot, passes it up to get it to Zawada, who has the short stick matchup. And when you're a feeder like Zawada, and you're against a short stick, good luck as a defense because you can't get enough athletes.
This kid's pretty good too. Ben Johnston, top 4 recruit coming out of high school from Lake Forest, Illinois. Johnston dodging against the shorty Palazzi. Feeds to Zawada, doorstep dunk.
And Duke offense just clicking on all cylinders. Zawada, the recipient of that backdoor pass, the nice dip and dunk. Getting the third for the Blue Devils. They lead here in Durham, 3-1. Have games that are competitive week in and week out, and that is what he has done for this program. Now one of the elite in all college lacrosse.
Chris Arcieri, who got hurt in the season opener against Georgetown, winning the faceoff, creating offense, and Ben Smith cans it. There's that early offense we were talking about before we went to break.
Arcieri with University of Pencil's first win at the faceoff X, and then gets it in transition. And the old school sladink from the outside, the three-quarter bounce.
Losing 12-9, and Georgetown had played a couple of games for Penn. That was its season opener. Ivies usually start later than everybody else. O'Neal's got a short stick matchup. There's the slide. O'Neal puts it on cage, and Carroll vetoes it.
First and foremost, it's getting your hips going towards the cage, right? If any momentum is going towards the sideline, you're going to be less accurate and you're going to lose power. The other piece then is getting your hips and your arms to move at the same time, which is very challenging when you're running full speed, right? And to me, that is like, I think it's the hardest skill in lacrosse, is to become an elite shooter of the ball on the run, to become a Paul Rabel, to become a Kyle Dixon. Like, you got to spend hours and hours just on the mechanics to pull that off.
Offsides against Duke. Quick restart for Penn. Going quickly. Danola into the empty net. And we're tied at 3. All 3 Penn goals have come in unsettled situations.
A nice job here on the ride, getting the ball back. The empty net the easy part of that outcome. When it's
You saw Notre Dame lose to Georgetown. The UNC's lost to Hopkins. Syracuse losses to Maryland and Army. Save on the shot by Sloat. Meanwhile, the Ivy still kind of looking for that marquee win as a conference. Cornell edged on the slide, 29 in white, a reigning first-team All-American. Shane now picked up by Brower. He's not going to win that matchup, and he gets rid of it.
not many people do.
Shipley, spin cycle, shot to score, and Penn has its first lead of the game. The Weddington, North Carolina native, James Shipley.
And we talked about that slide from Brower, right? He's not going to win that match, but guess what? Now Duke is sliding. They're trying to find their second men on the interior, and Shipley gets his hands free, and because Duke had expanded on their previous slides, there's no one now to engage him prior to him getting to position A in the field. Settled situations.
Now, when these two teams played a few years ago, if you looked at the stat sheet, Duke dominated. You would have thought lopsided Duke win.
Oh, you'll give that shot up. Again, O'Neal will probably make you pay once or twice because he's that good. But when he's fading away, like, that's all you can ask.
McAdory flips it back to Sloat. Good look, Zawada cash.
Right now, the best offensive player on the field for the Blue Devils is McAdory. He is just creating all kinds of chaos, getting that first step. Penn is sliding, and then Duke is doing a nice job with the one.
A lot of Duke games. Here comes Skane. Fury pinballs off of McGuire. And the pass picked off. Isaac Corus shovels it back. It hits the ground. Bard pops it into the air. And it's Duke and it's McGuire. Now you can't go over
everywhere.
and back in the first 20 seconds.
But so much more than that.
Jack Pappendick down the alley. O'Neal trying to get that left hand free.
In trouble
Gets
now.
to the middle. Carroll with the big save.
That is Brennan O'Neal. Duke did a nice job getting back to the hole, but you need more of those opportunities because a 6-on-6 is going to be tough sledding.
Denola got the step on Keith Boyer. Save made by Jamison. Race to the sideline, won by Denola. Nope. Penn ball, it'll be Duke ball instead.
Denola with the shot there and a nice save from Jamison in the cage.
Another failed clear by Duke. That's 4. Boyer couldn't get it across. Here comes Tyler Keel. Let's see
Right
if
in the middle
Penn
of the field
goes.
there.
Skip pass, step down Denola. And that one is through. Penn leads 5-4. Again, chaos breeding opportunity for Penn.
Thought that was a mom goal there. I thought it was on the side of the cage. There was no reaction whether it was in the cage, but another goal coming in transition after a failed clear. And right there, puts it right off the hip.
Day. Carpenter meets him. Shipley retreats. Hoffman coming out of the box. Freshman's got the short stick Gray. Over to Smith, knocked away. Another caused turnover by Duke as Carpenter is the Roomba.
The thing beat them in the finals, brings back almost all that team. And they match up very, very well against this Duke Blue Devil team. So to me, there's a lot left to be determined in terms of who the best teams are. But, you know, I think Zawada is the difference maker for this Blue Devil team that they didn't have last year, is that true ex-quarterback.
Well, Notre Dame misses Brian Tevlin and Chris Fake. And that leadership, a Princeton transfer who's basically a third midfielder for Duke. He had 40 goals 2 years ago. Feet in front, shot fake, and a score. Ben Smith off the feed from Tynan Walsh, and Penn with its first 2-goal advantage of the night.
And a nice offensive possession there for the Quakers. All started in the substitution game out of the midfield. And then Tynan Smith with the nice look-away feed to Penn getting creative and how to generate some offensive opportunities.
4 points in the first half for Smith, 2-2. And Penn comes up with another face-off off the ground. That time it's Anthony McMullen. Duke, though, taking it the other way. McGuire pushing, shoots low and scores. There's the rope unit for Duke. It's McGuire, the 7th goal of his career.
Arceri for Penn wins the face-off, but Carpenter causes another turnover, and then McGuire in transition, running straight to the throat of the goal, takes the punishment.
That is a tough combination. Felt by Bellarmine, High Point, St. Joe's, and Jacksonville this year. Shot from the wing, Jamison gobbles it up, his 3rd save.
Nice save there for Jamison for some time, right? They'd love to have him on the team, but it has forced this team to grow up, and it's created some opportunities for them to approach defenses differently.
And you also lose a really good finisher in Dylan Gergar. You just saw Leo Hoffman, who's got the ball now. He steps into Hanley's footprints, his dinosaur tracks really on that first midfield. Fury, who's built like Hanley, 6'5", 220, makes it 7-5. Gabe Fury a couple of years ago came on strong mid-season, battled through a hamstring most of last year, and he stands tall on that field.
Yeah, it stands tall at 6'5", I'd say. So a little different than the shot he took early in the game. Same kind of movement, sweeping to the center of the field with his left hand, but this time he pulls it down to the ground and to the near.
Reigning Tewaaraton Award winner, MVP of the World Games last summer, without a goal, without a point on 5 shots, and Penn holding its own at the face-off X, but we get a quick flag off the opening draw. It's going to be a tripping foul. It's Delaware last time out. Penn wins against Delaware and UAlbany. They lost to Georgetown. Fury, crease feed. Danola can't drop it in. Here's Kenny Brower, the first-team All-American. He lost it on the ground. Picked up by Penn. They still have time on the extra man.
Every 50-50 ground ball coming up Penn's way.
Fury with a howitzer too high.
And this was a big save. That was a big save from Jamison there, who looks to be settling down. I like his body positioning and his movement in the cage, but right there,
he didn't have
on
a
the
chance.
back end.
Tynan Walsh off the feed from Fury. Penn with its largest lead.
And on the back end of the penalty there, just a nice job by Walsh. Stepping up, GLE, and then just look at that deception with the shot. Drops his stick low. Jamison of St. Joseph's. Duke had a clear advantage in all of those games, size-wise. And it's showing. I mean, Penn has come to play, and they're pushing the #1 team in the country to the brink.
There's McAdory, had the shorty, got the slide, and finds Sloat. You hit it early in the game. McAdory can be a difference maker tonight.
Yeah, and Duke's doing a nice job when they have had settled possessions, subbing McAdory out of the box last. And they're getting him going at a full head of steam. And right there, again, he can take that shot, but he knows he's got
McGuire. Now Robert Shane will take Jack Papendick to X. Out of the invert, the save by Jamison. This has been a challenge for Duke. Bard slips, and it's picked up by Rubin. Penn with a chance unsettled. Shane, he wasn't looking at the goal, plays it back to Denola, and it's 9-6 Pennsylvania.
Another goal off a failed Duke clear. That is 6 in the game, and right here, a nice job pushing in transition, being patient. Shane gets to the middle of the field, and then the knuckle puck from Luke Denola. Tough.
Penn getting some of its second midfielders on. Mulligan over to Denola. Here comes Kinnett. Ben Smith fires on the run. Jamison knocked it down. It's loose near the crease, and Jamison clamps down.
Like right now, he can run off the end line and pick up that ball, right? Like he can get goal line extended. He hasn't touched the ball in this half on any offensive possession.
Lavelle has done a fantastic job on him. Zawada not there. It's dug out by Lavelle. We highlighted the matchup in this game in the open. Duke's attack, Penn's defense. Advantage Penn so far. Great ball movement. Walsh, the doorstep dunk. And Penn's margin grows to 4. There's an upset brewing at Koskinen.
From defense to offense, the transition game has been all Quakers here in Durham. And just tic-tac-toe passing. Tynan Walsh, the recipient of the great ball movement, puts in the back of the cage. Pick up in the talent that he has. And they're proving it tonight.
And they're winning faceoffs, especially when our series out there. He's 8 out of 12. Eldridge, 2 for 6. Here's Shipley against Wilson. Fury shot denied by Jamison.
And talking about the faceoffs, the one piece, Naso is the horse for Duke, right? Like they're going to use him the entire game. Sometimes it's nice to have that second person, especially if you're not having a lot of success.
Boy, clearing and getting the ball across midfield in time has been a challenge tonight for Duke.
And Brendan O'Neill is one of my favorite players that I've ever watched in college lacrosse. My one knock on him can be that there's times where he removes himself from the game to some degree. He does, and again, I think part of that's trying to get his teammates involved and make sure the flow is there. But now is the moment. You need your best player to make the play to get you back involved offensively.
Can he do it here against Lavelle? Gives it up to Zawada. Zawada has his man hung up. Cat and mouse with Blake. Feeding O'Neill, who finally gets his first tally of the game. And with that goal, he passes his assistant coach, Matt Danowski, and moves into 5th all-time on Duke's career goal-scoring list.
And a nice job by O'Neill here, getting the ball to Zawada behind the cage. As the Quakers are hung up, a nice off-ball cut to the far post. Brendan O'Neill makes that play we talked about. 50 ground ball, the entire team for both sides scrapping for it, and they're all coming up Penn's way. Right? We thought coming in this game, Duke had an advantage athletically. It's not proving to be the case in the middle of the field.
Jamison denies Skane. Here comes O'Connor. Able to get across. Can Duke get early offense? Good look here. Zawada missed it, and Penn's got the backup. That was maybe the best transition opportunity Duke's had all night.
They're going to get a penalty
Now a
here on
flag
Zawada. I think they're going to call. It's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike would be my guess.
That's going to be Dyson Williams.
And Duke, for some reason, was, I believe, making a claim they were close. They thought they deserved possession on that.
With Penn, last touch Duke. Walsh triggers against Wilson. From the outside, off the pipe and in. That's Kumar, the Virginia transfer. And Penn again extends to a 4-goal lead.
This is going to be an unreleasable penalty, I believe. So Penn's going to have a chance for make it, take it, but Kumar has one of the best shots on this roster from the outside. Let's look at this angle. I mean, picture perfect placement. Rings it off the post. Hip height. A big moment in this game. Can Naso?
Gray, aggressive defense on the freshman Beecham. Feet in front, Jamison with a big save. Here's Hoffman. He's got the short stick McGuire. They got Balsamo caught on defense. Denola's pass knocked down. Over and back. Duke's got it here with 9.2. Can they go quickly? Off the restart. Carpenter all the way. Bouncer, Carroll denies it. And on the road in Durham, 17th ranked Penn out of the Ivy League. Naso and Arceri, a couple of Long Island boys. And Naso wins it. If you're Duke and you're looking for a spark, 56 could be that. Sloat running out of the box, fires with a right hand. Carroll makes the body save. Drives down the alley. Penn clogging up the middle. That crease pass wasn't there for Dyson Williams. Denenza, inside roll, bounce shot. Was he in the crease? It is a goal. And Aiden Denenza with the tally to bring Duke within 3.
The long, patient offensive possession for the Blue Devils opens up that middle of the field. See how there's no one here in the crease to slide. Denenza with a nice inside roll. Crease awareness. Right here, look at that hard plant. Now look at the bend up the field. And then a nice when you saw that reaction.
Unnecessary, and I'm wondering, we can't maybe hear the whistle. Was it unnecessary because the whistle had blown, and that's why you basically called a late hit?
And I think no matter what in that scenario, how exaggerated the hit looked, they're going to throw the flag there, right? And I think the hold actually created that.
6-on-4 for Penn. Crease feed, Ben Smith at it again. His 3rd goal of the game. He's got a 5-point evening.
Penn on the 2-man up. Simple near side cut. Tynan Walsh. See that subtle head fake? Looking to the back post to cause a turnover. It's the little things. Right now, Penn's done a very good job all game of that. But right there, that's a coaching moment. You watch film at the end of the game, and Coach Murphy is going to walk them through that.
Now here's McAdory again, out of the box. Rolling down the alley, puts it past Carroll.
McAdory, the speedster for the Blue Devils, gets his hands free, fires to the 4-post. Big time play from the junior.
.12 to shoot. Mulligan over to Denola. Junior out of New Jersey. Finds Skane, feeding Shane, hits the pipe. Rubin cleans up just as the shot clock was about to expire.
And that's one of the moments where your coaching staff, you're someone saying, no, let's milk some clock. Get an extra possession, the shot clock resets. Right here, off the post.
Yes, the shot clock was supposed to reset.
Right, that's a
battle-tested team than Penn. Zawada to Denenza against McMullen. Gets free inside, has to turn back. Carroll makes the save. Denenza against the shorty. Bouncer with a left hand, his second goal of the game. His 7th of the season. He scored in every game this year. And Duke within 3:10 to go in regulation.
Back-to-back goals for Denenza for the Blue Devils on offense. The nice split right to left. The senior from Long Island plants his feet, weight towards the cage, the field.
It's going to go to Duke. Our colleague Quint Kesnick, I think, said it at some point that this has the makings to be one of the best weeks of early season lacrosse we've had in a long time. And we saw Georgetown upset Notre Dame. We saw Loyola Towson come down to an overtime buzzer beater by a long pole. Army beating Syracuse in OT. Denenza with a hat trick, his first career hat trick. And Duke's not going away here with Penn thinking upset.
Denenza proving to be lightning in a bottle. The nice patient dodge. Look at this placement off the far post.
Be over on the ESPN app. We'll bring you to Chapel Hill in progress once we're done here. O'Neal with the right hand, helmet save by Carroll. It will stay with Duke with a fresh shot clock.
When you're defending Brennan O'Neal, force him to his right. He's still going to get a shot off there, but he's not as effective a shooter. He's gotten much better as a shooter over his 4 years in Durham.
O'Neal,
that's the direction you want to force him.
Dyson Williams inside, big save, Carroll. McAdory gets it back. Denenza with his 4th goal of the 4th quarter, and he is willing Duke back. They're within 1.
Have yourself a day. Aiden Denenza, and this is just a great offensive flurry for the Blue Devils. The nice save there from Carroll. McAdory with the smart play to get it to X to Zawada, who can now survey the entire field. And Aiden Denenza steps to space.
They're better with Helm as the extra defender. Shipley, the fastest player on this Penn team, being chased by Brower.
Surprised Duke did not engage. I think you double team right away. Keep running if you're Shipley.
Gets out of the ambush. He's got the empty net if he wants it. Puts it on goal and scores. It's 14-12. You okay with that shot on goal? You got Naso, an All-American, still facing off, and there's time left.
I'm always of the mindset if you have that empty net, you take it. Yes, you could kill the whole period of time, but Shipley's running out of gas here. Right, and so I do think you take it, but again, I'm shocked that Duke didn't start with the double. Look for an on-ball pick here to try to get his hands free for some sort of pick action in the inside.
Johnston gets it back from Zawada. Tiptoes the crease, feeding for Dyson Williams, and they keep it in bounds. I'll say shot, so Duke ball. Less than 20 seconds. That was Denenza. O'Neal will dig it out. Duke's got to go quickly. O'Neal trying to get to the left hand. He does. Lavelle with the stick check. Zawada on the ground. Duke in the crease. And Penn has knocked off number 1 Duke. It's the Quakers' first win against the number 1 team since they beat Duke in 2018. Brendan Lavelle was marvelous tonight. He manhandled the reigning Tewaaraton winner, the MVP of the World Games,